exposure from the banking system. From the banking system means from the scheduled commercial bank, less than 5 crores. No need to get anybody's permission. Anybody can open the current account to that borrower by getting a declaration. If the exposure is 5 crores and above, if it is availed from only one bank, that bank only has to open the current account. If the exposure is 5 crores and above and ODOCC exposure and it is availed by more than one bank, then you see which bank is having the exposure of 10% and above. That bank only has to open the current account. If none of the bank is having the exposure of 10% and above, the bank which is having the highest exposure for that borrower, that bank only has to open the current account for that borrower. ODOCC facility availed 5 crores and above, and any bank which is having the highest share should open, only that bank has to open the current account. So in a group, more than there is a maximum 10%, or nobody is having 10%, anybody is having the highest share, only will open. Other lending banks, so 2-3 banks are there. So other lending banks can open only collection account subject to the condition that funds deposited in such a collection accounts will be remitted within 2 working days of receiving such funds to the ODOCC account maintained with the bank, maintaining the current account for the borrower. Okay, so other lending banks can open the collection account only. In that collection account, the credits will come and the credits are to be transferred to the ODOCC account maintained by with the main bank, maintaining the current account of the borrower within 2 working days. With that condition, the other lending bank can open collection account. Non-lending banks are not permitted to open current accounts of such parties. Exposure from the banking system less than 5 crores, ODOCC exposure open. The exposure is 5 crores and above, ODOCC from the banking system. You see, if only one bank has given, that bank only can open. If more than one bank has given, 10% of the exposure which bank is having, it can open. If no bank is having exposure of 10%, the highest exposure bank can open. The other lending banks can open a collection account. From that collection account, within 2 working days, the funds to be transferred to the ODOCC account maintained by the main bank which has opened the current account. Non-lending banks cannot open current account to the party who is to a borrower whose exposure is 5 crores and above, either from a single bank or other bank, ODOCC exposure. That is, no non-lending banks are not permitted. Coming to suppose. So whenever the customer is, whether you have to see whether the customer is having any ODOCC facility from the banking system. For that banking system means scheduled commercial banks. Okay. So if they are not available ODOCC facility, or let us assume they have other exposures, not ODOCC facility, they have other exposures from the banking system. In that case, who has to open the current account? In case the customers who have not availed the ODOCC facility from any bank, but they have other exposure, branches may open, banks can open current account as under the exposure of 50 crores and above. If the borrowers are having the exposure of 50 crores and above, not ODOCC, what for ODOCC exposure, I have explained. Then for they are not having ODOCC exposure, they are having other, maybe the main term loan or non-fund based limits, etc., etc. In such cases, if the exposure is 50 crores and above, banks to put in a place 50 escrow mechanism, and the current account to be opened only by the escrow account maintaining by the bank. So when they are having, the parties having exposure of 50 crores and above from different banks. If it is only one bank, that bank only has to open current account. We are seeing the exposure is 50 crores and above. It is distributed among 2-3 banks. Then an escrow mechanism to be maintained, and the bank which is having the escrow account only should open the current account for that borrower. Other lending banks can open collection accounts, and the funds in these collection accounts to be transferred to the escrow account as per the periodicity agreed upon. There, if you see above 5 crores ODL, 5 crores and above ODOCC, that has to be transferred to the collection account, so ODOCC account of the bank which is having the current account within 2 working days. Here, as per the 50 crores and above exposure other than ODOCC, an escrow mechanism to be opened. The account which is a bank which is having the escrow account only should have the current account of the borrower. Then other banks in that escrow mechanism can open current account with the condition that the funds in the collection account to be transferred to the escrow account, to the escrow bank maintaining bank as per the periodicity agreed upon as per the escrow mechanism. So I told you ODOCC exposure above 50 crores. that is 50 crores and above. Now, OCC exposure, so other than, sorry, I told you about other than OCC exposure, above 50 crores and above in the previous slide. You see, not availed OCC facility, but they have exposure of 50 crores and above, term loan, etc. from other bank. This is the mechanism. If the exposure other than OCC, if the exposure is 5 crores and above, but less than 50 crores, other than OCC, then lending banks can open current account. Lending banks, all the lending banks can open current account. Non-lending banks can open only collection accounts and the funds to be transferred to the escrow account. Exposure is less than 5 crores. All banks can open current account, undertaking letter to be obtained from the customer. So, sir, so again, I repeat, with regard to opening current account, if the borrower, if the prospective customer is not having any exposure facility from anybody, then banks are free to open current account to them. Then, if the prospective customer is a borrower who has availed banking credit facility other than from a scheduled commercial bank, they can also open current account freely from any other bank. Coming to, that is, borrowers who are having OCC facility, exposure less than 5 crores from the banking system, means scheduled commercial banks. In that case, any bank can open a current account. If the exposure is less than 5 crores, they can open that is current account. If the exposure is less than 5 crores OCC facility, any bank can open current account by obtaining an undertaking letter. Coming to, party is having OCC account and the exposure is 5 crores and above. If the party is having exposure of 5 crores about with only one scheduled commercial bank, that bank only has to open the current account. If that 5 crores OCC and above is distributed to many banks, we have to see which bank is having 10% of the facility. That bank has to open the current account. If no bank is having 10% facility, the bank which is having the highest share only to open the current account. All other lending banks can open collection account. From that collection account, the money should go to the OCC account of the bank which is having the current account within 2 working days. Non-lending banks cannot open current account to those parties who are having OCC facility from the banking system. Exposure is 5 crores and above. Coming to other exposure, if the exposure is 50 crores and above, escrow mechanism, escrow maintaining bank only to open the current account. Other lending banks can open current collection account and the funds should go to the that is escrow account as per the periodicity agreed upon. If the exposure is 5 crores and above and less than 50 crores, lending banks can open current account. Non-lending banks can open only collection account. Exposure is less than 5 crores, all banks can open current account, undertaking letter to be obtained from the customer. This is the guideline with regard to opening current account. In all cases, the current account and OCC accounts to be monitored regularly, at least once in half-year basis, specifically with regard to exposure to the banking system, and these customers to ensure compliance with the instruction. If there is a change in the exposure, the revised guidelines to be implemented within 3 months. The exemptions of accounts, interbank accounts, accounts of the cash representing agencies, for the ATM, RERA account, all Indian financial institutions account like SEBI, NABARD, etc. This exemption is there. For all other things, this is the guidelines given for opening current account by the that is borrowers or current account by the customers. Let's quickly go through the question. So there is questions are expected over there. Even though the circular is 2022, reiteration has come in 148/2025. So in that case, questions can come. Question number 71. Which one of the following is not correct guideline with respect of opening current account as per HO circular 148/2025 read along with the 294/2022? If the prospective customers okay, which is not correct. Okay, if the prospective customers have not availed any credit facility from any bank except NBFC, FI, cooperative bank, then banks are free to open current account to them after ensuring due diligence. Correct. If the OCC facility available by the prospective customers from the banking system is less than 5 crores, banking system means scheduled commercial banks, 5 crores, 5 crores, banks are free to open current account with undertaking. That is also correct. Point number C. If the ODOCC facility availed from the banking system is 5 crores and above, lending bank having exposure of 10% of exposure of the banking system to that borrower, and in case none of the lenders have at least 10% of the aggregate exposure, the bank having the highest exposure among the CCOD providing bank may open current accounts, and other lending banks can open collection account with certain conditions, and non-lending banks cannot open the current account. So which is not correct? None of these. So point number A, B, C all are available. So none of them are not correct. All of them are correct. So for question number 71, answer is D. So other points also from the PowerPoint presentation which we have seen now, questions may come, don't miss it. Then, so if the question number 72, these questions there is no presentation, straight away we are going. If the credit card NPA liability is more than dash percent of the total credit card liability of the RAH branch, embargo will be implemented for such RAH or branch in sanctioning credit card with effect from 10/3/2025 as per HO Circular 153/2025. 5%, more than 5%. So like any other retail lending loan, no, if it is more than 5%, you cannot, branches or RAHs cannot sanction, otherwise circle permits. So similarly here, if the credit card NPA liability is more than 5% of the total credit card liability of the RAH or branch, their embargo will be issued for not issuing year afterward. They cannot issue the credit card. Above 5%, 72, 73. What interest is payable on overdue Nityanidhi deposit as per HO Circular 198/2025. Here I want to, that is, put 2-3 questions also to the participants. So forget about the overdue Nityanidhi deposit. What about the overdue, that is deposits? When the deposits are overdue, so you have, that is, a domestic term deposit, and you have NRO term deposit. You forget about FCNR. Domestic rupee deposit, let us see. Domestic term deposit, NRO term deposit, NRE term deposit. Domestic term deposits, NRE term deposits, NRO term deposit. These things are rupee deposit. If a domestic term deposit is overdue, so wherever automatic renewal facility is there, there is no question of overdue. There are some deposits where there is no automatic renewal facility is there, special deposits, or customers themselves will open an account without automatic renewal facility. Options are available in CBS. When an account is not deposit, term deposit, I'm talking about domestic term deposit and NRO term deposit. Then I will come to NRE term deposit. If a domestic term deposit or a NRO term deposit, if it is overdue, that is overdue means that is already matured, and where the proceeds will go, the proceeds is supposed to go to a head called, that is, the proceeds are supposed to go to a head called, in particular SL, overdue deposits. So when the customers are coming for renewal of that overdue deposit after certain time, what interest is payable to that for that overdue period? So some time back, for the overdue period, the interest to be paid for the overdue deposit, I'm talking about domestic and NRO. NRO term deposits and domestic term deposits, the interest payable for the overdue period will be prevailing SB interest rate, maybe 2 years back. 2 years back, the guidelines underwent a change for the overdue period. The overdue deposits which are parked in some SL heading, for the overdue period, interest to be given to the customer at the prevailing SB rate or the contracted rate of the deposit. That is the rate, the mature deposit accepted, no, the SB rate or the contracted rate, whichever is less. Again, I repeat, for the overdue domestic term deposits or NRO term deposits, what is the interest payable for the overdue period? The interest payable for the overdue period is prevailing SB interest rate or the contracted rate for the overdue deposit, whichever is less. As far as the NRE deposit concerned, for the overdue period, so we have to give prevailing SB interest. No question of whichever is less. Prevailing SB interest to be given for the overdue NRE deposit to the customer for the overdue period. Now, bank has introduced the same concept for NND. So what interest is payable on overdue NND as per HO Circular 198/2025. SB interest, contracted rate of interest on the matured NND, either A or B, whichever is less, no interest payable on the matured NND, none of these. The answer is C. Like domestic term deposit and NRO term deposit matured for the overdue period, we will give prevailing SB interest or contracted rate of interest. The same things now bank has introduced for the overdue NND, either A or either B, whichever is less. Question number 73, answer is C. Question number 74, which is correct, which is not correct with regard to credit of SB interest. So which is not correct? Let us see. For all rupee SB accounts, so we credit interest on 27th of June, 27th of September, 27th of December, and 27th of March every year, except NRE SB account. Point number B, to be credited on quarterly or lesser intervals as per RBI guidelines. For all rupee SB accounts, interest to be credited either quarterly or lesser intervals as per RBI guidelines. That is one point. Whether it is true or not, we have to tell. Point number C. Banks have discretion to offer differential interest rate for balances above 1 lakh in SB account as per RBI guidelines. Then none of these, which is not correct, none of these are not correct, all of these are not correct. Question number 74, that is option to us. So now, as per, now let us see, for all rupee SB accounts, now we have domestic SB, various product codes are there, we have NRESB, we have NROSB. These things are called rupee SB deposit. RFC SB is not a rupee SB deposit. So rupee SB deposit accounts, we have domestic SB deposit, rupee deposit, then NRO SB deposit is a rupee SB deposit, then NRE SB deposit, which is a rupee SB deposit. When all these rupee SB deposit accounts, interest is credited on 27th of June, September, December, and March every year. So except NRE SB, no question of except NRE. Even for NRE SB account also, the periodicity is changed from this year onward or last year onward. So point number A is not correct. Whether point number B is correct, we'll see. So interest to be credited to the SB accounts or rupee SB accounts on quarterly or lesser intervals as per RBI guidelines. Yes. So Reserve Bank India says, so banks have to give credit to the SB account minimum once in a quarter. If they want to give credit to less than a quarter periodicity of daily also you can give interest credit, or once in 10 days you can give interest credit. But you should ensure that minimum at a quarterly or lesser intervals, interest to be credited to the SB account. B is also correct. Point number C. Banks have the discretion to offer differential interest rate or balances above 1 lakh in SB account. Yes, up to 1 lakh, the rate of interest should be the same for all the SB accounts maintaining balance, daily balance up to 1 lakh. If the balance is above 1 lakh, bank has the discretion to give different rate of interest to the customers. You know, in the term deposit, if the bulk deposit is 3 crores and above, bank has the freedom to give different interest rate. That is less than 3 crores for all the customers, same rate of interest should be there. Similarly for SB, if the balance is up to 1 lakh, the same interest should be given. If the balance is above 1 lakh, bank can give different interest rate. So point number A is not correct, point number B is correct, point number C is correct. Which is not correct with regard to credit to SB interest? Point number A is the answer for this question 74. So from this we have learned some more things also. 75. A new fast path is introduced for the beneficiary bank account name lookup facility for NEFT and RTGS initiated from the branch in HO Circular 253/2025. Whenever the customers are giving RTGS NEFT facility, and then the name of the other beneficiary is there. So if you click on that first part with that facility, you will find out the name given by the customer tallies with the name which is appearing in the other bank. That is a new lookup facility is available through the option. Answer is 8555. 8555 is the option, the new facility, lookup facility for new fast path in CBS. 8555 will check whether the name given by the customer in the RTGS NEFT form tallies with the bank in which he is having the account. The name is the same. The fast path is 8555. That is called a new lookup facility. Internet banking, mobile banking, when I do at home also, the facility is available to me. So for the bank, at the branch level, when they do it, if you visit fast path 8555, the name you can get it tallied. Okay, 8555. Question number 76. Which of the following retail term deposit of individuals cannot be opened in tab banking as per HO circular 257/2025? So fixed deposit and KDR, both domestic and non, which are the following deposits it cannot be opened. Okay. Which are the following deposits cannot be opened. Okay. Fixed deposit and common deposit, both domestic and non-resident cannot be opened. RD cannot be opened. Non-callable deposit cannot be opened. Callable deposits cannot be opened. So which is the callable deposit cannot be opened. Your options are 1 to 4 all cannot be opened. B 2 and 3 cannot be opened. C 4 cannot be opened. D 1 and 2 cannot be opened. As per that circular, so 2 and 3 cannot be opened through the tab banking term deposit, which is 2. That is RD cannot be opened, and non-callable deposit also cannot be opened through term deposit. I'm talking about RD, it is a term deposit. Non-callable term deposit also cannot be opened through tab banking as per HO circular 257/2025. Answer is 2 and 3. 2 and 3 is given in your option B. So for question number 76, answer is B. 77. Which is correct with regard to exemption of TDS as per HO circular 260/2025. Friends, we know whenever the interest is paid on the term deposit, so system will automatically deduct TDS beyond certain level. So if the customer gives form 15G or 15H, beyond that level also interest will TDS will not be deducted, etc., etc. Those things we are not going in deeply. Now in this financial year 25-26, financial year 25-26, assessment year 26-27, as per HO circular 260/2025, up to what amount bank need not deduct TDS for various payments. That is a guideline now. What is a new change guideline? So as per section 194A, so interest paid on term deposit, we are deducting TDS at 10%. No, if the customer does not give the PAN, we will deduct TDS at 20%. So interest paid on term deposit, TDS will be deducted as if they ask what is the section 194A. That also we are supposed to know. Interest paid on term deposit, so domestic term deposit, as per section 194A, TDS has to be deducted. When TDS has to be deducted, if if the interest paid is up to 1 lakh, and if the interest is paid to a senior citizen, TDS need not be deducted. Last year it was 50,000. For others, if the interest paid is up to 50,000, so TDS need not be deducted for the interest paid on domestic term deposit. Last year, for others, it was 40,000 rupees. So point number A is correct. So interest paid on the domestic term deposit, TDS to be recovered at 10% if PAN is given. TDS to be recovered at 20% if PAN is not given. What is the exemption? Up to 1 lakh interest payment for the senior citizen, TDS need not be deducted in a financial year. For others, up to 50,000 interest payment, TDS need not be deducted in a financial year. That is told in section 194A of the income tax rule. Then point number A is correct. Point number B, section 194H. Section 194H talks about TDS on payment of commission on brokerage. So up to 20,000 payment of commission or brokerage in a financial year, TDS need not be deducted as per section 194H. Yes, that is also correct. Point number C, 194I. TDS on rent up to 50,000 per month or rupees 6 lakhs per month, so need not be deducted as per section 194A. Beyond this, what to be deducted? For that, you have to go to the circular. So here I am giving only exemption. Up to 1 lakh, up to 50,000. Then payment of commission up to 20,000 as per section 194H, you need not deduct TDS. So if it is rent 194A, section also I have given up to 50,000 per month or 6 lakhs per month per annum, TDS need not be deducted. 194J, fees for technical or professional services, Joel appraiser and all are there. No, 194J, fees for technical or professional services up to 50,000, we need not deduct TDS. Beyond that, TDS to be deducted. What percent TDS deducted? Please go through 260/2025. TCS, tax collection at source. up to 10 lakhs under LRS, liberalized remittance services scheme, liberalized remittance scheme, up to 10 lakhs remitted in a financial year. So no TCS to be recovered. And similarly, if the remittance is made abroad for abroad studies, and if the loan is availed from the bank, no TCS to be recovered. No loan to be recovered. In all other cases, TCS to be recovered. What is the percentage of TCS? That depends upon the purpose for which it is remitted abroad. Please go to the circular 260/25. So I have given a hint of that circular 260. I have not made a PowerPoint presentation. So here, that is all are correct. A, B, C, D, E, all are correct. So what is the TDS or TCS to be recovered beyond this cutoff limit as per the various sections 194? These are the changed section for the year. So what is the cutoff limit? Cutoff limit has been increased this year. What is the TDS to be recovered beyond the cutoff limit? Please make a point, note it, and go to the circular 260/2025. For question number 77, all are correct. Question number 78. To enable international cash withdrawal through managed debit credit card usage. So I can use my mobile app or I can use my internet app, and I have given that is debit card or credit card. So manage withdrawal, no cash withdrawal. I can manage anything I can do in that. What is the amount I can draw? What is the tap and pay? All the limits I can fix. So to enable international cash withdrawal. So I'm going abroad. I want to withdraw cash in the main machines, that is whatever currency conversion rate applies by the debit card, I put it there, it will give. So even now use some of the debit cards in local ATM, it will go in the screen will give whether international or domestic. Okay, international or domestic. So for people who are having an international card, if they come and put it, it will ask international or domestic, you can tick. Similarly, when you use your debit card or credit card abroad, so it will ask you whether international or domestic. So then you go there, when you are using Indian card over there, you have to put international. Okay. So that is to enable international cash withdrawal through managed debit credit card usage option in mobile banking and internet banking. Customers must update their dash details in CBS as per HO Circular 261/2025. Only if these details are updated, so you can go and withdraw cash abroad with the domestic debit or credit card. Which details to be got updated in CBS? Passport details, visa details, Aadhaar details, country of visit details, none of these. The answer is passport details. So question number 78, answer is A. Question number 79, which is correct with regard to currency chest as per HO Circular 288/2025. The minimum amount of deposit and withdrawal from the currency chest will be rupees 1 lakh and then in multiples of 50,000. The question is which is correct? Which is correct? Then the point number B, the currency chest will report all transactions through CYMCC portal on the same day by 7 p.m. Point number C, soiled note remittances to RBI, if showed as withdrawal, then penalty of 50,000 will be imposed. Point number D, all diversions from one chest to another in the same bank or different banks, if shown as withdrawal deposit from the currency chest, penalty of 50,000 will be levied. Penal interest of 2% above the prevailing bank rate will be levied for delayed reporting, wrong reporting, or inclusion of ineligible amount in the chest balance through CIMCC portal. All are correct. So questions will come there for wrong reporting of the currency chest. For the wrong currency chest, invariably every day before 7 p.m. has to inform their balances maintained and what is a withdrawal, what is a deposit, what is a diversion, what is a soiled note remittance to RBI. Everything to be reported through a portal called CYMCC portal. So let us not think that currency chest questions will not come. Currency chest question will come because we do not know that answer for that question. So CYMCC portal, it has to be reported on or before 7 p.m. every day. If the things for delayed reporting, wrong reporting, penalty is there, and then so diversion of funds, everything it is not done, various penalties, and 2% above the prevailing bank rate is also there. So for question number 79, point number F, all are correct. As per HO Circular 289/2025, What is the penalty banks to pay to RBI for shortages in soiled note remittance to RBI and shortage of notes and coins in currency chest balance? Okay, so currency chest balance to be periodically verified by the bank officials, not related to the chest. Currency chest balances will be verified by the RBI inspectors also. Not only that, so whenever there is a shortage of notes and coins, what is the penalty? Because the money kept in the currency chest belongs to RBI. When there is a shortage, what penalty bank has to pay to RBI? Similarly, bank sends a soiled note remittance to RBI. In that soiled note remittance, shortages are there. What is the penalty bank has to pay? Let's quickly go through the PowerPoint presentation. If you go through the PowerPoint presentation, so many points are there. From that, this is a clean note policy of the Reserve Bank of India. So clean note policy of the Reserve Bank of India. So questions may expected. Last year for 4 to 5 questions has not come. This year questions come. Some changes have come. That's why I'm telling it. So now let us see incentives and penalty. So in incentive there is a change. Whenever that is banks are doing certain job as per the RBI guidelines, so the RBI says I will give you certain incentive to you. So what are all the incentives and what are all the penalties if you do not do certain things as per RBI guidelines? What penalty bank has to keep? So those things we are going to see in the presentation. Then we'll go to questions simultaneously. Incentives given by RBI for opening and maintaining currency chest in northeastern region. For opening and maintaining currency chest in northeastern region and inaccessible and hilly regions as approved by the authority in Jammu and Kashmir state and Ladakh Union Territory. If bank open currency chest in northeastern region or bank open currency chest in inaccessible and hilly regions, in which states, not in all states, if that is bank open currency chest in any place in a northeastern region, or if the bank opens and maintains currency chest in an inaccessible and hilly region in the states of Jammu and Kashmir and in the states and in the Union Territory of Ladakh, and if this place is declared as inaccessible or hilly, then banks will get certain incentive from Reserve Bank of India. Last year, a lot of things were there. Now everything has been simplified. Only one slide. So with regard to this incentive for opening and maintaining currency chest, reimbursement of 100% of capital cost subject to maximum 50 lakhs. RBI. So if the banks are opening currency chest in any place in the northeastern region or in an inaccessible or hilly regions in a state of Jammu and Kashmir or Union and Territory of Ladakh as approved by the concerned authority, banks will get an incentive of 100% of reimbursement of capital cost, the cost incurred for setting up the currency chest subject to a maximum of rupees 50 lakhs. So besides that, banks will also get a reimbursement of 50% of the revenue expenditure incurred by the banks for the first 5 years. So for the first 5 years, what are all the revenue expenditure incurred by the bank, reimbursement banks will get up to maximum of 50%. So for opening, maintaining currency chest in certain places in the country, certain incentives is given by RBI. If questions was, don't miss it. Then, sorry. Okay, so that is one. And so now, what is the incentive for exchange of soiled note? So now, what do you mean by a soiled note? So first we should know what is a soiled note. No, a soiled note is a note which cannot be reissued to the customer. It has become such a way so at any time if anything will happen to the note, that note cannot be given to the customer. So it becomes so much spoiled, so much whatever it is spoiled. Meaning another note is also called a spoiled note. Sorry, soiled note. A note cut into two pieces. A note cut into two pieces and both the pieces are available intact. No piece is missing. A note cut into two pieces and both the pieces are intact available. It is also called a soiled note. Earlier we used to call it as a cut note. Now the concept of cut note is not there in the RBA terminology. A soiled note, two types of definition. A note is not at all cut, but it cannot be reissued at all. Such a dirty it has become. It is a soiled note. A note cut into two pieces and both the pieces are intact, nothing is missing. It is also called a soiled note. Then whenever back, so and then one more point we should know, we should also educate the people at the cash counter. Soiled note exchange. Soiled note, we call it as soiled note exchange. Soiled note exchange is not only for the bank customers, it is for the general public also. Soiled note exchange is not only for your customer, it is for the general public also. If you are not going to do, what is the penalty bank has to pay? We will see in the next slide. Okay. So what is the incentive for exchange of soiled note? Whenever the soiled note is exchanges, that is, if the denomination is rupees 50 and below, so soiled note exchange, if the denomination of rupees 50 and below only, banks will get commission. So what is the incentive bank will get? What is the incentive? Rupees 2 per packet. Per packet means 100 pieces. Either 1 rupee note or 2 rupee note or 5 rupees note, 10 rupees notes or 20 rupees notes or 50 rupees note. If 100 pieces is soiled note is exchanged by a bank, the bank will get 2 rupees per packet for denomination of 50 and below. For denominations of 100 and above, sorry, 50, for denominations of above rupees 50, that is above rupees 50, we have denomination of 100. For denominations of 100 and above, that is for denominations of above 50 rupees, for exchange of soiled note, banks will not get any incentive from RBI. Okay, incentive for adjudication of mutilated note. So we use the word for soiled note, exchange of soiled note. Exchange means if the customer comes and gives you 100 rupees soiled note, or anybody, general public comes and gives 100 rupees soiled note, we should exchange with the same 100 rupees clean note. So what is meant by adjudication? If the customer comes and gives a mutilated note, whether you use a 500 rupees mutilated note, whether we will give him back 500 rupees mutilated note, or we will give him only 50% of it, that is 250 rupees only as the exchange to him, that is called not exchange of mutilated note. We use the word as that is adjudication of the mutilated note. So what is a then you should know what is a mutilated note, isn't it? Mutilated note is a note cut into two pieces and one piece is missing. If both the pieces are there, it is called a soiled note. A mutilated note is one which is cut into two pieces and one piece is missing. Or a mutilated note is called a note which is cut into more than two pieces and all the pieces are available. A mutilated note is a note which is cut into two pieces, one piece is missing. A mutilated note is a note which is cut into more than two pieces, all pieces are available. A mutilated note is a note which is cut into more than two pieces and some pieces are missing. All the three are called the mutilated note. Okay, so it is called adjudication of the mutilated note. So when a banks are adjudicating the mutilated note, what is the incentive bank gets? The bank gets rupees 2 per piece irrespective of denomination. Here you see exchange of soiled note, rupees 2 per packet. Packet means 100 pieces for denomination of rupees 50 and below only. Here irrespective of the denomination, if mutilated notes are adjudicated by the bank, for each piece of adjudication, bank will get rupees 2 per piece. That is the incentive. Additional incentive for distribution of coins from 1/9/2021. Banks will get therefore, what do you say? Distribution of coins across the counter to customers, rupees 65 rupees per bag. What do you mean by bag? The bag should contain how many coins? We'll see during the course of the discussion. So this year they are given in the currency chest circular, sorry, in the RBA circular. So rupees 65 per bag for distribution of coins in all the areas. Additional incentive of rupees 10 per bag in rural and semi-urban. Over and above the 65 rupees, if coins are distributed to the customers through rural and semi-urban branches, we get an additional incentive of 10 rupees per bag. So then besides that, what is the other incentive? Service charges for cash deposit by non-chest banks in currency chest. Let us assume we are having a currency chest in Chennai. We are having a currency chest. Some banks may not have a currency chest in Chennai. Let's assume Yes Bank is not having a currency chest in Chennai. Then how Yes Bank will get cash, or where the Yes Bank will deposit the excess cash? So we have a linkage scheme. So Reserve Bank of India, so Yes Bank will approach Reserve Bank of India. It says, I don't have a currency chest in Chennai, sir. I want a bank which is having currency chest, wherein I will deposit my excess money. From there, I will withdraw money for my requirement. Give a linked chest to me. So RBI may say, Canara Bank currency chest so and so in Chennai is a linked chest for Yes Bank. So this is called, so whenever the currency chest people, whenever the people from Yes Bank are coming and depositing the account, that is the excess balance with the currency chest, which is linked to the Yes Bank in Chennai, Canara Bank, they have to give, that is a commission. Canara Bank has to collect commission from that bank, which is not having a currency chest, which is linked to your currency chest. What is the commission you have to collect? That is a question now. Service charges for cash deposit for non-chest banks in our currency chest. Large modern currency chest. If the currency chest what we are maintaining is a large modern currency chest, you will get 8 rupees service commission for 100 rupees pieces. For one section, you will get 8 rupees. If the currency chest is not a large modern currency chest, we will get 5 rupees per 100 pieces. What is a large modern currency chest? What is the other currency chest? We'll see during the course of the discussion. So incentives we have been seeing what the banks will get incentive for opening and maintaining currency chest in certain places. Capital expenditure incentive and revenue expenditure incentive for exchange of soiled note, for adjudication of the mute-related note, for distribution of coins, and then for accepting cash from the non-chest bank in the currency chest what we are having as per the RBI linkage scheme, 8 rupees or 5 rupees depending upon our currency chest is a large modern currency chest or a normal currency chest. Definitely once they ask what is a large modern currency chest. So that also we will see. Okay, so I told you, per bag of coins, 65 rupees. So if that is 50 paise coins, if it is a 50 paise coin, per bag means 5,000 pieces should be there. So 50 paise coins means per bag means 5,000 pieces are in a bag. If it is given, we will get 65 rupees per bag. So 75 rupees in rural semi-urban area. If the coin is 1 rupee, 2 rupee, and 5 rupee coins, the bag will contain 2,500 pieces. This has come in this year's circular very importantly, so questions may come. If the bag contains 10 rupees or 20 rupees coin, then the number of pieces should be 2,000 for getting incentive. Would be, so these things, that is 550 paise coin, 5,000 pieces, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee coins, 2,000 pieces, or 10 rupees and 20 rupees coins is 2,000 pieces, would constitute a deemed to be constitute a bag to when it is given to the customers, then bank will get the commission of 65 rupees or 75 rupees depending upon rural, semi-urban or other area. Okay, let's see the question now. So before going to penalty, I think we will keep for the next session. So we will go to the incentive and we'll wind up the session. Okay, so question number 280, sir. We'll see it question number 80. As per HO Circular 289 by 2025, what is the penalty banks to pay to our penalty? No? Okay, sorry. Okay, anyhow, that is the incentive question is not there. Then I have to go to the penalty. Then I will finish it up. So incentives I told you. Now, penalty for, so what are the types of penalties bank has to pay to RBI? Penalty for shortage of notes in soiled note remittance to RBI. So soiled note remittances are going to RBI. In that soiled note remittance, RBI finds out certain shortages. What is the penalty bank has to go pay? It depends upon the denomination in which shortage is noticed. For notes up to denomination of rupees 50, including 50 rupees, either 1 rupee note or 2 rupee note or 5 rupees note, 10 rupees note, 20 rupees note or 50 rupees note, in the soiled note remittance, if there is a shortage, bank has to pay a penalty of rupees 50 per piece, irrespective of the denomination. 1 rupee if there is a shortage, for one piece 50 rupees penalty to be paid, plus that 1 rupee how many shortage, that also to be replenished by the bank. For example, let us assume 10 rupees denomination of short note as a soiled note is remitted to RBI. In the 10 rupees denomination, 10 note shortage has been found out. For the 10 note shortage, 10 into 10, 100 rupees first we have to pay. And then each note, what is the penalty? 10 rupees. So there is a shortage of 10 pieces of 10 rupees note. For the 10 pieces, at the rate of 50 rupees per piece, 10 into 50, 500 rupees penalty. First, we have to compensate the loss. The loss compensation is 10 pieces is shortage in 10 rupee note. 10 into 10, 100 rupees is the compensating the loss. That is a loss. What is a penalty? One piece is 10 pieces are missing. Up to 50 rupees denomination for one piece, that is the penalty is 50 rupees. 10 into 50, 500. So 500, 500 plus 600 we have to give to RBI. So for notes up to denomination of rupees 50, penalty is rupees 50 per piece in addition to the shortage. For notes in denomination of rupees 100 and above, so what is the penalty? What is the shortage amount first we have to give? And what is the denomination for that penalty we have to give? For example, let us assume 100 rupees soiled note remittance. In that 100 rupees soiled note remittance, let us assume 5 pieces are missing. So 5 into 100, the loss is 5 into 100, 500 we have to compensate. The penalty is 5 pieces are missing. Each piece is 100 rupees. Again 500 into 100 we have to pay. 1000 rupees we have to pay for denominations of 100 and above. For soiled note remittance up to 50 pieces, 50 rupees per penalty per piece plus the loss. For 100 rupees and above, the value denomination is the penalty each denomination plus the shortage, compensating the shortage is also required. Then penalty of shortage of notes and coins in currency chest balance, same thing. So in the currency chest balance, soiled note remittances shortage is find out, that is a penalty. Similarly, in the currency chest balances at the time of inspection, if it is found out there is shortage up to 50 rupees denomination, above 50 rupees denomination, the same penalty for soiled note remittance. Penalty for mutilated notes deducted in soiled note remittance and currency chest balances. So mutilated notes are found out in the currency chest balance, normal note, and also in the soiled note remittance made to RBI. The penalty is rupees 50 per piece, irrespective of the denomination, in addition to the loss. Okay, irrespective of the denomination, in addition to the loss that has to be paid to the that is RBI. Then okay, so then we will see the question. So counterpoint notes we will see in the next class. So the penalty we will see and we will wind up the session. Okay. Okay, sir. Good. So now question number 80. As per HO Circular 289 by 2025, what is the penalty banks to pay to RBI for shortages in soiled note remittance to RBI and shortage of notes and coins in currency chest balance? Okay, either shortage of remittance in the soiled note remittance or shortage in the currency chest balance. For denomination up to rupees 50, question number 80 we are seeing. For denomination up to rupees 50, that is penalty is rupees 50 per piece in addition to the loss, correct. For denomination rupees 100 and above, penalty is equal to the value of the denomination per piece in addition to the loss, that is also correct. For coins of all denomination, penalty is equal to the value of the denomination per piece in addition to the loss, that is also correct. So the penalty what we have to pay, A, B, C, all are correct. Question number 80, answer is D. If you go to the PowerPoint, you can link it and find the answer. Question number 80, answer is D. 81. In a currency test balance, shortage is noticed in rupees 20 denomination. The shortage is 100 pieces. What penalty amount we have to pay? So currency chest balance, rupees 20 rupees denomination, shortage is noticed 100 pieces. So 20 rupees shortage. So what is first we got to compensate the shortage. So 20 into 100, 2000 rupees bank has to pay. Then what is the penalty? For denomination up to rupees 50, the penalty is 50 rupees per piece penalty. So first you keep aside the money which is the shortage. Shortage is 20 rupees into 100 pieces, 2000. Then what is the penalty? Up to rupees 50 per, the penalty is rupees 50 per piece. So 20 pieces are missing. So 50 rupees is per piece. Again 50 into 20 is 1000. So 2000 question number 81, no? So that is for 20 pieces 2000. Then what is the penalty? Penalty for each piece it is 50 rupees. So 100 piece is the shortage. 100 into 50 it is 5000, and loss is 20 into 100 it is 2000. Total amount which we have to pay to RBI is 7000 rupees. So 20 rupees denomination, 100 pieces are missing. The loss is 20 into 100, 2000. So for each piece, we have to pay 50 rupees as the penalty. So 100 pieces, 100 into 50, 5,000, 5,000 plus 2,000, the total amount to pay to RBI, out of which 2,000 is the loss which we are compensating, and the 5,000 is the penalty. So similarly, we'll see question number 82, and then so we'll try to wind up 82. In a soiled note remittance, shortage of rupees 50 pieces in rupees 100 denomination notice, above 50 rupees denomination. In a soiled note remittance, shortage of 50 pieces in rupees 100 denomination is noticed. What is the penalty and loss to be paid to the RBI? First loss is 50 pieces, 1,100 rupees. 50 into, that is 100, 5,000 rupees is the loss. So what is the penalty we have to pay? So what is the denomination? Denomination is 100. How much is missing? 50 rupees. Again, 50 into that is 100. So that is 5,000. 5,000 plus 5,000. 10,000 rupees is the total amount. Loss is 5,000. Penalty per piece is the value of the denomination because it is above 50 rupees denomination. So 5,000 plus 5,000, 10,000 to be paid to RBI. That is question number 82. Answer is 1,000 total amount to be paid to RBI. 5,000 is the penalty, 5,000 is the loss. Okay, friends, with that, we'll stop the session. Next session, there are around 125 questions, another 40 questions. I will try to finish quickly, maybe within 1 hour in the next class. Then we will go about the OTS policy of the bank. Are you prepared? Time is given, some last week, some evening. I will try to cover the recovery policy also, important questions from the exam point of view. That all depends upon the time and the interest which you are evincing. So with this, we are winding up today's class. Thank you very much. Sir, Ananta Krishnan?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Break எடுக்கல நீங்க. Break வேணாமா?
I finished it, no?
Yeah. So next class will be on 5th, sir.
Okay, fifth, which session you will tell, morning or evening?
Afternoon session, sir.
Okay, okay.
So you will be able to complete some, or you will be having...
So this question, and I can start something, and if they want, we'll have 1 or 2 days last.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That depends on them.
So thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much for taking time. Now I enable chat.
Oh, you disabled the chat. Very good.
Sir. Because many people are requesting not to chat.
Correct.
Yeah.
So anything they can post. So I think all the 4 things, no, that is advances with answers,
Yes.
and that advances PowerPoint presentation, and this non-credit matters PowerPoint presentation, and non-credit matters without answer. I think you would have uploaded in the website.
Yes, sir. Whatever given so far, I have uploaded.
Yeah, yesterday evening I have given. Now what I have to give is answer for these 125 questions. These answers for the 125 questions I will give once the class is over on 5th, which you can upload.
Yes, sir. All questions are shared in the groups. So if you are in any group, you will be getting. Today afternoon session is at 2:30. Mr. Sokar sir will be taking.
Low battery, please charge.
Sir, உங்களுக்கு நிறைய பேர் அட்வைஸ் பண்றாங்க, நடுவில் கொஞ்சம் பிரேக் எடுக்கணுமா நீங்க?
அவங்களுக்கு வேணுமாமா? Okay, no, you know.
Afternoon topic will be all subjects, sir. There is no one particular subject. He will take all subjects. So
what about for them? You have them test, no? Oh, not this group, only the next, no?
Yeah.
For the next exam only you have the test.
Test we will be conducting, sir.
Okay. And mostly here some executives or some people are attending.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pa.
Thank you, sir. By default,
afternoon நீங்க தான் இருக்கீங்களா?
ஆமா சார்.
Okay. இதோட நீங்க கிளாஸ் 5th தான் இல்ல?
5th தான் சார்.
holidays.
Next 2nd October, morning
somebody else
retail
is
lending and afternoon Ravikumar sir.
Ah.
And 5th MSME by madam and afternoon session by yourself.
So I have to complete. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, retail lending you are having a separate class.
Yes,
And
sir.
Mr. Ravi Kumar is okay. He'll take some class.
Yes, sir.
Then you have this one for that is MSME. Also, you have separate class.
Yes, sir. MSME there is separate session.
Okay, good.
I think
So I think most of the
things
things
are
we have
covered.
covered. So recovery only. So because OTS policy is there, then recovery policy is there. So it may take 2 sessions for me. After 5th, no, at least one more session I may require. That we'll see.
Okay, sir. That we will arrange, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. In my keyboard, there is an issue.